Hey guys, welcome to my new video, and in this video we're going to be talking about 5 advanced tips to counter Riven in Season 9. If you have trouble playing against Riven, then this video will definitely help you out. So as for the first tip that I have wrote down on my notepad, it's this. Use champions with a long-ranged harass to zone her out. Be careful not to trade while harassing her, as she will tear you apart if she has ultimate or you're a level behind. So if you want to counter Riven, basically the best thing you can do to counter Riven is simply by picking a champion that is long ranged and does a lot of damage. Two very good examples of champions that can really do this is Urgot and Swain. They are way too tanky for Riven to go in early game, so the only option that Riven has left is to stay in lane, farm her way up, just to be harassed and poke all the time. And if Riven wants to go in to do a trade, she needs to engage with all of her mobility, and if that fails, then she won't be able to get out. And that's why she isn't really good against champions which are long ranged. However, the only problem that Swain and Urgot has is that if you do trade with Riven and she gets off a good trade, then you won't really be able to poke or harass her again. Because if you're too low on health, then Riven will be able to engage on top of you and then immediately kill you with everything that she has. Also, Riven is a champion that only needs to be one level ahead in order to kill you with one full combo. Also, take in note that when you play stuff like Urgot or Swain, you need to know that Riven will outscale you after the laning phase. So if you do play those champions, then make sure you win hard early game or else you have lost. So getting into the second tip, which I wrote down on my notepad, Riven has no sustain in the early game. Out-sustain Riven after trades to gain control over the lane. So if you pick champions that are really tanky and has a lot of sustain, then you will be able to win really easy against Riven. Do a lot of trades and make sure that you always out-sustain Riven. By taking advantage of Riven not having any sustain, you can easily gain control over the lane and win the lane priority. And that translates to being able to roam around or take camps while shoving or pushing in the lane. You can also take this to your advantage by freezing the lane on your side of the lane and then deny her all of the farm. Now the next tip I will give you, which is on my notepad, is Riven only deals attack damage. So try building a lot of armor and health early game. Now the problem about Riven is that Riven does not have AP scaling. You can use this to your advantage. So whatever champion you play, make sure you get a lot of health and rush Ninja Tabi early game. By doing this, you prevent her from being able to go all in, and that's what the champion is designed for. If she won't be able to go immediately all in on you, then she has to be able to trade you. And if you win those trades, then you're automatically winning the lane. Remember that Riven does not have any sustain in the early game, so that's only beneficial for you. This is one of the biggest reasons why she is really bad against champions like a Garen or like a Darius, because they build a lot of health and armor and there's literally nothing you can do against it. Now for the next tip, we have all the Riven skills give her a lot of mobility. Using a snare stun during her broken wings or Veiler will prevent her from getting away and chasing. So Riven is a champion that once she is being stunned, you can easily catch her off. Also, if you can stun her while she's doing the broken wings and you time it correctly, you can cancel her broken wings. And that is her main source of damage because she needs those broken wings to chase you and get all of the stacks. Also, if Riven is chasing you and you don't have some kind of snare or stun, you will most likely not get away with this. So if your champion has no snare or stun and you're not ready to beat Riven in a 1v1, then make sure that you're not anywhere close or nearby to Riven, otherwise she will chase you down and you will not get away with this. Now for the last tip in today's video, we have avoid fighting against a Riven in skirmishes, as her raw damage and CC will usually outpower most of the champions. So I said this earlier in this video where Riven is one of the best champions in the game in terms of going all in. Especially in the mid-late game, you don't want to be fighting Riven because she will become a monster. Even most of the champs that are tanks in the game won't be able to 1v1 Riven in the late game. However, there is some champions in the game that does actually win against Riven in the late game or stand a really good chance. One of those examples is Jax. Jax is a champion that can easily scale into the mid-late game and be able to 1v1 Riven at some point. And besides this champion, there are still a lot of other champions which does outscale Riven in the game, but this was just one of the examples. So again, if you want to 1v1 Riven, make sure that you can actually win against him, otherwise don't get anywhere nearby, otherwise he will chase you down. Anyways guys, this was it for the video. If you think this was helpful to you, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, if you have questions, make sure you ask in the comments below guys. I will see you guys in the next video, man. Peace.